But I think that there is beauty in homesteading because it suddenly becomes opportunity for learning in every single little thing that you do. And you're doing it as a family, and you're doing it in a way where you're all working together for the greater good of something.
Right.
Instead of just being like a drop in the bucket and you're just a kid at a desk in a massive school system just doing what you're told, you now are like, okay, well, little sister needs me to do this because that's going to help her out, and then my big brother's going to do this because it helps me out, and then like we're going to do this because it helps mom, and dad's going to do this because that helps mom, so that mom can then do this for like it's this intertwined like spider web of interconnectedness where every little chore and detail that you do on the homestead is all for the betterment of your family as a whole.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
that's a powerful thing. Like to
It comes back to just purpose. Like, what is your purpose when you're going to school? Your purpose when you're going to school is to not get bad grades and fit into the box that they're telling you to. Raise your hand, do all the stuff, and basically learn how to take orders.
Yep.
That's your role in school. Your role on a homestead or on land with your family has much more purpose. You're going to have chores. You're going to have, maybe you have to go clean out the chicken pen, or you have to feed the chickens, or you got to go out and, pick weeds, whatever it may be. There's something that you're contributing from a very young age, and there's things that you can give your children as far as chores, no matter what the age is, that they can go out and do and come back and feel like they've contributed to the family. Where you're going to school, your parents are going to work, everyone's stressed out. You don't know how to do your homework because they had you sitting in a classroom for 3 hours and you were staring at the wall, and now your parent has to help you with it. They're upset that you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And they're also stressed about their day at work, and they have so much going on, and nobody's happy and nobody feels like they've contributed.
Yeah, for sure. So instead of outsourcing education, you can literally bring it into everyday life.
Yes.
So what about food? I think a lot of people are maybe starting to realize, especially with like the Maha movement, things that are going on like politically in the world right now, people are realizing that like our food is poison.
Yeah.
And it's not there to nourish you. It may be there to feed you, but it's not there to nourish you.
Right.
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 And there's a big difference between feeding and nourishing.
Absolutely.
And it's a very important difference that demands our attention. And with homesteading, you don't even like, you could have a small garden and just be doing like, a couple things like some carrots and some peppers and tomatoes or whatever, and that's it. You don't have to be having a full blown functioning farm to have some element of understanding of what it takes to tend to your soil, to source your seeds or your plants, to plant them, to time them with the seasons and the weather, and to make sure that they're getting all the proper sunlight and water and nourishment that they need to grow in order to then cultivate just a handful of veggies.
Right.
And then you have to take them in the house and you have to chop them up and prepare them, with your oils and your seasonings and whatever, and then serve them as a meal for your family. And there's something about understanding that whole process that helps you value and understand the importance of real food.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think even more, like if you're sourcing your own meat, it gives you an appreciation for the food that's on the table, rather than
and for the circle of life.
Yeah.
If you're going to talk about like
yeah,
butchering and animals and stuff, like
I mean, rather than going to get 6 Big Macs from McDonald's where you don't even know if it's real meat or if it has human DNA in it.
Yeah. I was going to go there if you weren't.
Yeah, like rather than doing that, Dad shot a deer when he was hunting with his tag that he got for the season, and that's feeding the family for the entire season. And maybe your son went with you and he got to see it, and he knows what kind of sacrifice and hard work goes into getting that meat. And so he's more appreciative of the things that are in front of him and what that means to take a life.
Hold on, you have to say that in the mic. And what that means.
And what that means to take a life. I think it's important because we've gotten so wrapped up in the convenience of consuming and not knowing where it comes from, and just eating because we're hungry, that we've lost sight of what actually goes into the food that is being produced.
Yep, I completely agree. And so I think that there is an opportunity in homesteading to kind of, I don't know, take back some control and some self-reliance and just like ultimately realizing that convenience culture may have like promised us like freedom, but really all it did was just like create like burnout and disconnection and poor health. And this call back to homesteading, or, whatever softer version of that feels right to you, is kind of a reclaiming of our health and our sovereignty and the family.
Yeah.